Last time on The Two Gentlemen of Verona. Proteus and Valentine, two lifelong friends, have to separate. Valentine goes to the Emperor's court in Mulan, where he meets a girl by the name of Sylvia. He is unsure whether she likes him. Meanwhile, Proteus is in love with a girl by the name of Julia. However, his father forces him to separate with her. He is sent to join his friend Valentine in Mulan, along with his servant Lance, a man with an infinite love for his dog Crab. And now the exciting second half of William Shakespeare's The Two Gentlemen of Verona. Servant! 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 Mistress. Master? Master, Sir Thuriel is frowning on you. Aye, boy, it's for love. Not of you. Of my mistress, then. Ah! 'Twere good you knocked him out. Servant, you are sad. Indeed, madam, I seem so. Seems you that you are not? Haply I do. To do counterfeit. So do you. What seem I that I am not? Wise. What instant of the contrary? Your folly. And how quote you my folly? I quote it in your jerkin. My jerkin is a doublet. Well then, I'll double your folly. How? What, angry, Sir Thuriel? Do you change colour? Oh, give him leave, madam. He is some kind of chameleon. That hath more mind to feed on your blood than live in your air. You have said, sir. Aye, sir, and done too, for this time. I know it well, sir. You always end ere you begin. A fine volley of words, gentlemen, and quickly fired. 'Tis indeed, madam. We thank the giver. Who is that, servant? Yourself, sweet lady, for you gave the fire. Sir Thuriel borrows his wits from your ladyship's looks, and spends what he borrows kindly in your company. Sir, if you spin word for word with me, I'll make your wit bankrupt. I know it well, sir, for you have an exchequer of words, and I think no other treasure to give your followers. For it appears, by their bare liveries, that they live on your bare words alone. Oh, no more, gentlemen, no more. Here comes my father. Well, well! Now, daughter Sylvia, you are hard beset. Sir Valentine, your father is in good health. What say you to a letter from your friends of good news? My lord, I will be thankful for any happy messenger that comes from thence. Know ye Don Antonio, your countryman? Aye, my lord. I know the gentleman to be of worth and worthy estimation, and not, without desert, so well reputed. Hath he not a son? Aye, my good lord, a son that well deserves the honour and regard of such a father. You know him well? Knew him as I knew myself. For from our infancy we have conversed and spent our hours together. And though I be but an idle truant, omitting the sweet benefits of time to clothe myself in angel-like perfection, yet he, Proteus, hath made fair use and advantage of his days. His years but young, but his experience is old. His hair unmellowed, but his judgment ripe, and in a word, far behind his worth. comes all the praises that I now bestow. He is complete in feature and in mind, with all the good graces to grace a gentleman. Beshrew me, sir, if he makes good. He is as worthy of an empress' love as meet to an emperor's counsel. Well, sir, he is come to me with commendations from great potentates, and here he means to spend his time. I think 'tis no unwelcome news to you. Should I have wished a thing, it would be he. Welcome him then, according to his worth. Sylvia, I speak to you. And you, Sir Thurio. For Valentine, I need not cite him to it. I will send him to you hither. This is the gentleman I told your ladyship had come along with me, but that his mistress did hold his eyes locked in her crystal look. Belike that now she hath enfranchised them upon some other pawn for fealty. Nay, sure, I think she holds him prisoner still. Nay, then he should be blind, and being blind, how could he see his way to seek out you? Why, lady, love hath 20 pairs of eyes. They say that love hath no eyes at all. To see such lovers, Thurio, as yourself, upon some holy object, love can wink. Have done, have done. Here comes the gentleman. Welcome, dear Proteus. Mistress, I beseech you, confirm his welcome with some special favor. His worth be warned for his welcome hither, if this be he that you have oft wished to hear from. Mistress it is, a sweet lady entertain him, to be my fellow servant to your ladyship. Not so, sweet lady, but too mean a servant to have a look from such a worthy mistress. Leave off discourse of disability. Sweet lady, entertain him for your servant. My duty I will boast of, nothing else. And duty never yet did want his meed. Servant, you are welcome to a worthless mistress. I'll die on him that says so but yourself. Oh, that you are welcome? That you are worthless. Madam, your father'd like to speak to you. I wait upon his pleasure. Come, Sir Thurio, go with me. Once more, new servant, welcome. I'll leave you to confer of home affairs. When you have done, we look to hear from you. We'll both attend upon your ladyship. Farewell. Now tell me, how do all from whence you came? Your friends are well, and have them much commended. And how do yours? I left them all in health. How does your lady, and how thrives your love? Oh, my tales would not but weary you. I know you joy not in a love discourse. Aye, Proteus, but my life is altered now. I have done penance for my contempt of love, whose high imperious thoughts have punished me with bitter fast, with penitential groans, with nightly tears, and daily heart-sore sighs. For in my revenge of my contempt of love, love hath chased the sleep from my enthralled eyes, and made them watchers of my own heart's sorrows. O gentle Proteus, love's a mighty lord, and hath so humbled me to confess that there is no woe to his correction, nor to his service any such joy on earth. Now, no more discourse, except it be of love. Now I shall break my fast, dine, sup, and sleep upon the naked name of love. Enough! I read the fortune in your eyes. Is this not the idol that you worship so?
Even she. And is she not a heavenly saint?
No, but she is an earthly paragon.
Call her divine.
I will not flatter her.
Oh, flatter me, for love delights in praises.
When I was sick, you gave me bitter pills, and I must minister the like to you.
Then speak the truth of her, if not divine. Yet let her be a principality, sovereign to all the creatures on the earth.
Except my mistress.
Sweet, accept not any, except thou wilt accept against my love.
Have I not a reason to prefer mine own?
And I shall help thee to prefer her too. She shall be dignified with this high honour, to bear my lady's trains, lest the base earth should from its vesture chance to steal a kiss, and from this high honour become so proud, disdain the summer swelling flower, and make rough winter everlasting.
Why, Valentine, what braggerism is this?
Pardon me, Proteus. All I can is nothing, to her whose worth makes other worthies nothing. She's alone.
Well, then let her alone.
Not for the world. Why, man, she is my own, and I as rich as having such a jewel as 20 seas, if their sands were made of pearls, the water nectar, and the rocks of pure gold. Oh, forgive me for not dreaming on thee, because I dote on thee, love. My rival that her father likes, only because his possessions are so huge, has gone with her along, and I must follow, because love, thou knowest, is full of jealousy.
But she loves you.
Aye. And we are betrothed, nay more the marriage hour, with all the cunnings of flight, determined of, how I shall climb to her window, the ladders made of cords, and all the means agreed and plotted on for my happiness. Good Proteus, come with me to my chambers in these affairs to aid me with thy counsel.
Go on before, I shall inquire you forth. I must on to the road to disembark some necessitaries that I need must use, and then I'll attend you presently.
Will you make haste?
I will. Even as one heat, another heat expels, or the strength of one nail driven out by another, so too is a remembrance of my former lover, by this newer object quite forgot. Is it my mind or Valentine's praise, her perfection or my transgression, that makes me reasonless to reason thus? Well, she is fair, but so is Julia, that I love, that I did love. For now that love is thawed, like a waxen image against the flames, bears no impression of what it was. Methinks my zeal for Valentine is cold. I love him not as I was wont. Oh, but I love his lady too much, and that makes me love him little. How I shall dote on her advice, when it was without advice that I begin to love her. 'Tis but a picture I have yet beheld, and that has dazzled my reason's light. But one look on her perfection, there is no reason. I shall be blind. If I can, I'll check the earring of my love. I will. If not, to compass her, I'll use my skill.
Lance? Lance? Ah, there you are, Lance.
Lance! By my own honesty, welcome to Mulan. Forswear not thyself, sweet youth. I reckon this always, that a man is never undone unless he is hanged, and that he is never welcome unless some certain shot is paid, or the hostess says, welcome. Ah, come on, you madcap. I'll to the alehouse with you presently, where for one shot of 5 pence you'll have 5,000 welcomes. But, sirrah, tell me, how did thy master part with Madam Julia? Marry, after they closed in earnest, they parted very fairly in jest. But shall she marry him? No. How then? Shall he marry her? No, neither. What? Are they broken? No, they are both as whole as a fish. Why then how stands the matter with them? Marry thus. When it stands well with him, it stands well with her. What an ass thou art! I understand thee not. What a block thou art that thou cannot! My staff! Can understand me? What thou sayest? Aye, and what I do too. Look thee, I but lean, and my staff understands me. It stands under thee indeed. Why, stand under and understand is all one. But tell me true, will it be a match? Ask my dog. If he says aye, it will. If he says no, it will. And if he shakes his tail and says nothing, it will. The conclusion is, then, that it will. Thou shalt never get such a secret from me, but by a parable. 'Tis well that I get it so. But, Lance, how sayest thou that my master is a notable lover? I never knew him otherwise. Then how? A notable lover, as thou reportest him to be. Why, thou whoreson ass, thou mistaketh me. Why, fool, I meant not thee, I meant thy master. I tell thee that my master has become a hot lover. I tell thee I care not, if he burns himself in love. If thou will go with me to the alehouse, if not, thou art an Hebrew, a Jew, and not worth the name of a Christian. Why? Because thou hast not so much charity in thee to go to the ale with a Christian. Wilt thou go? At thy service. At last I am alone. To leave fair Julia, I am forsworn. To leave fair Sylvia, I am forsworn. To wrong my friend, I am much forsworn. And that power which first gave me oath provokes me to this threefold perjury. O sweet suggesting love, if thou hast sinned, teach me, thou tempted subject, to excuse it. At first, I did adore a twinkling star. But now, I worship a celestial sun. Unheedful vows can heedfully be broken. And thou once wit, that once resolved wit. Thou learns wit by excusing bad for good. Fie, who hold that from bad?
when thou sovereignty thou hast oft preferred, with 20,000 soul-confirming oaths. Oh, I cannot leave my love, and yet I do. I leave my love to find a greater love. To lose Julia, to lose Valentine. I keep my friends, I lose myself. I lose my friends, I find myself in my love. For Valentine, myself. For Julia, Sylvia. I am to myself dearer than my friends, for love is more precious in itself. And Sylvia, witness heaven that made her fair. And Julia is a swarthy Ethiop. I wish that Julia was dead, remembering that she is alive. And Valentine I'll hold as an enemy, aiming at Sylvia, a sweeter friend. I cannot now prove constant to myself, without some treachery to Valentine. This night he meaneth with corded ladder to climb celestial Sylvia's chamber windows, myself in counsel his competitor. Now, I must give notice to the father of their disguised and pretended flight. He will enraged banish Valentine, intending Thurio to wed his daughter. But Valentine being gone, I by some sly trick will blunt Thurio's dull proceedings. Love, give me wings to make my perfect swift, as thee has given me wit to plot this drift.
Counsel, Lucetta, gentle girl, assist me, and even in kind love I do conjure thee, who art a table to my own thoughts, are visibly charactered and engraved. Lesson me, and teach me by some good means, how I with honour may undertake a journey to my loving Proteus.
Well, alas, the way is wearisome and long.
A true devoted pilgrim is not so weary to measure kingdoms with his feeble steps, much less she that has love's wings to fly to one so dear, of such perfection as Sir Proteus.
Better forbear till Proteus makes return.
O, knowest thou not? His looks are my soul's food. Pity the dearth that I'm pined in, by longing for that food so long a time. Didst thou know the inly touch of love, thou wouldst sooner kindle fire with snow, as quench the fire of love with words.
I do not seek to quench the love's fire, but qualify the fire's extreme range, lest it should burn above the bounds of reason.
The more thou dams it up, the more it burns. The current that with gentle murmur glides, thou knowest when it stopped, impatiently doth rage. But when his fair course is not hindered, he makes sweet music with the enamelled stone, giving a gentle kiss to every sedge he overtaketh in his pilgrimage. And with every winding nook he strays, with willing sport to the wild ocean. Then let me go, and hinder not my course. I'll be as patient as a gentle stream, and make a pastime of each wearied steps, till the last steps brings me to my love. There I'll rest, as after much toil, a blessed soul does in Elysium.
But in what habit will you go along?
Not like a woman, for I would prevent the loose encounter of lascivious men. Gentle Lucetta, give me some weeds that would beseem a well-reputed page.
Well then, your ladyship must cut your hair.
No, girl, I'll knit it up with silken string, 20 odd conceited true love knots. To be fantastic would become a youth of a greater age than I will show to be.
What fashion, madam, should I make your breeches?
That fits as well as, tell me, my good lord, what compass should I make your farthingale? Why, Lucetta, any fashion that you think best.
You must need have them with a codpiece, madam.
Out, out, Lucetta, that would be ill-favoured.
Oh, if you think so, stay at home and go not.
Lucetta, as thou lovest me, let me have whatever thou thinkst meet and mannerly. But tell me, witch, how will the world repute me for undertaking so unstayed a journey? I fear me it will make me scandalized.
Oh, if you think so, stay at home and go not.
Nay, that I will not.
Then never dream of infamy but go. If Proteus likes your journey when you come, no matters who's displeased when you are gone. I fear he will scarce be pleased with all.
That, Lucetta, is the least of my fears. 1,000 oaths, an ocean of tears, an instant of infinite of love, warrants me welcome to my Proteus.
All these are servants to deceitful men.
Base men that use them to so base effect. But truer stars did govern Proteus' birth. His words are bonds, his oaths are oracles, his love sincere, his thoughts immaculated, and his tears pure messengers sent from the heart, and his heart as far from fraud as heaven from earth.
Pray heaven he prove so when you come to him.
Now as thou lovest me, do him not that wrong, to bear a hard opinion on his truth, only deserve my love by loving him, and presently go with me to my chambers, to take note of what I stand in need of, to furnish me on my longing journey. All that is mine I leave at thy dispose, my goods, my lands, my reputation, only in lieu thereof dispatch me hence. But answer not, to it presently. I am impatient of my tarriance.